Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. In this episode, we're continuing on and finishing up Season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds with the Fortune Cup finale, Yusei versus Jack Atlas. I don't remember, but I believe that this particular duel was actually a part of the 5Ds movie. And yes, there was a 5Ds movie. But the reason why I'm not entirely sure if the movie is canon or not is because the movie was specifically billed as being Stardust Dragon Assault mode versus Red Dragon and Archfiend Assault mode. And I don't remember, because I didn't actually watch 5Ds, so I don't know if this is the duel where that happens. I assume it is not actually, given what I do know about what happens in 5Ds.
To think that the only Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie that I saw was the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie that hit theaters. The one where Yugi had to fight off Anubis, who had hijacked a climactic duel between himself and Kaiba, because Kaiba couldn't stand that Yugi had the better deck.
Yes. And now we have access to Synchro Blast Wave, one of the most powerful removal spells that Yusei ever gets access to, simply because it actually plays with what he wants to be doing. It's very nice with that.
Synchro summoning.
But unfortunately for us, Jack Atlas actually has relatively relatively high static monsters. So yeah, we need to effectively open Junk Warrior. Yeah, this is what I mean, because I am relatively well aware that that this duel actually gets interrupted once again by the summoning of the Crimson Dragon. The thing is that in the anime, what ends up happening is that although the duel gets interrupted by Crimson Dragon, Jack Atlas's use of Meteor Flare is what Yusei was going to use in order to win the duel. So I don't think that this is the duel where they end up going into Stardust Dragon Assault and Red Dragon Archfiend Assault mode. And I think that the movie is therefore not canon.
Well, the duel was inconclusive because they couldn't finish it correctly. Uh-oh. He stole our tuner monster.
Oh, it doesn't matter that he stole our tuner. We've got Synchro Blast Wave.
Well, Jack Atlas didn't know about that. I guess that makes Jack Atlas a real jackass.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, Jack actually is a huge asshole for the first season of 5Ds, and immediately after the first season of 5Ds ends, he becomes Yusei's second strongest ally. So, yeah. It's one of the smaller things that people could complain about 5Ds is that Yusei ends up feeling a lot like Naruto for a majority of his series, where he ends up just recruiting a lot of the antagonists onto his team relatively quickly. He does it with Leo and Luna, although they weren't really antagonists, more so just dueling fanatics. He does it with Akiza, who was actively trying to kill him in their first duel, and he does it with Jack, who is the inciting incident of a majority of the negative things that are happening in season 1. He even does it a bit later with Gregor when the plotline demands that Gregor go dark side.
Well, that is the thing about switching allegiances, is it's surprising.
It's supposed to be surprising, but it happens so regularly with Yusei that it becomes a trope that is very easy to criticize.
Like, you come to expect that he's gonna win people over, which then it defeats the purpose of making it a surprise that people have opposing allegiances to him in the first place, saying, oh, you guys are gonna be fast friends.
Kind of. What it more or less does for the narrative specifically is it makes it so, hey, we've got these different organizations here that all want specifically to stop Yusei doing the things that he's doing, Except Yusei is being incredibly reactionary to a lot of the things that are going on in the world, and attempting to resolve them somewhat peacefully. So, what is their actual plan here?
Well, it's to warm you up to the final encounter.
Yeah, but the final encounter is. There's spoilers involved with the final encounter that we're not going to get into right now.
Well, we'll let the Infobot 9000 tell us all about the canon as it becomes relevant and revealed.
Hey, Rex. What Rex is doing here is he's applying a little bit of foreshadowing specifically to what the Crimson Dragon actually is. And the fact that he already knows who all 5 of the signers are. Specifically due to the fact that the Crimson Dragon was summoned during Jack and Yusei's duel. Hey, we got a Masked Chameleon, one of the better 4-star tuners in the game. But now that we have successfully dealt with the Fortune Cup, it is time to start Season 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, and we're starting with a rather big event here.
Carly Carmine.
Carly Carmine is a throwaway love pairing for Jack Atlas, and as such, her storyline gets totally screwed over by the overarching plot of 5Ds.
Good win.
Yes.
Good game.
Well, no, actually, as it's going. All right, we're officially into Season 2. I can start talking about this. I don't know what Rex and Rowan's problem actually is, because Rex spends the majority of Season 1 being a shadowy figure, a shadowy puppeteer, or orchestrating the signers. Hey, Crow. Crow is in fact the second most popular character from this season, due to the fact that his deck continually gets support regardless of what year we're in. Hey, Caitlin. Caitlin Kessler is the first of the Dark Signers that we're going to see, and as the plot was attempting to scroll by relatively quickly, yeah, while there are Signers, there are also Dark Signers, but the Dark Signers specifically exist in order to combat the Signers simply because of ancient South American evils.
Oh, right, because the Earthbound Immortals refer to, like, the Mayans and the Incans. I'm easily confusing the countries there.
Specifically.
They're like 2,000 miles apart. Show me a map and I'll tell you how wrong I was.
Hey, Sayer. Sayer is the leading member of yet another disparate faction that we're actually going to be dealing with before we start dealing with any of the Dark Signer stuff. Because yeah, we skipped over the first duel between Yusei and Caitlin, where Caitlin shows off just how powerful the Dark Signers are by summoning the anime version of 100 Eyes Dragon. We thankfully never had to fight the anime version of 100 Eyes Dragon.
Psychic powers.
Yeah, Sayer is supposed to be here in order to show off the new type that the 5Ds introduced, the Psychic type, and he does actually a relatively good job of it. Except it turns out that he becomes a villain immediately after this. I mean, he was a villain before because of the retcon that he is, being extremely psychologically abusive to everyone at the Arcadia Institute, specifically at Giza. But we're not supposed to know about that yet. Also, his boss monster is Thought Ruler Archfiend, one of the best and easiest to obtain level 8 synchro monsters of the era. And to be perfectly honest, the only reason why Thought Ruler Archfiend wasn't as widely played as it was supposed to be was because Red Dragon Archfiend, although it was slightly harder to get, was just that much better. Yeah, the 300 point difference actually did matter at this point in Yu-Gi-Oh's history.
Power Tool Dragon.
Oh yeah, Theo actually has a working version of his Morphtronic OTK deck now. This could go very bad for us very quickly. Junk box. Bring back Boombox in for no reason because he's not going to use it for anything. Except he is going to use it for something because he's got Mortronic Repair Unit in order to go for yet another Power Tool Dragon after he uses Double Tool C&D. No, he's not even going to go for another a Power Tool Dragon. So, yeah, this Boomboxing is destroyed then.
Sure. Bye-bye.
All right, because
compulsory evacuation device.
Yeah,
excellent
that's right.
Draw.
Scoping becomes a level 4 tuner. Becomes a level 4 tuner when it's in defense mode. So you can't use it with Boomboxing specifically for Power Tool.
I remember when compulsory evacuation device all of a sudden became one of the most powerful trap cards in the game.
To the point where it actually was limited for a little while.
Yep, because they wanted people to embrace the synchros. But the thing about synchros is that when compulsory evacuation devices is on them, they're sent back to the extra deck because they can't go back to the hand.
Yep.
It is a low-cost and easy-to-use trap that will upset your opponent tremendously and make him want to quit this game.
Like so.
There you go. Here comes the butthurt. Yep. Yeah, all that work you did, nullified, negated, undone. Get out of here, kid. Beat it. Go kick rocks.
So, yeah. We're going to summon Psychic Commander and use Psychic Commander's effect multiple times this turn in order to run over both of his monsters. Waha.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because all you have to do is just pay life points in order to use the effect.
Yep.
Excellent. I command you with my mind to kill.
Okay, 100 life points. And now Stapling is destroyed. And, we decided to not kill Scopin. Oh, well.
They're scoping.
To be perfectly honest, emergency teleport at the moment is actually at 3, but the whole reason why emergency teleport got limited was because Krebins and Psychic Commander are among the best tuner monsters, best psychic monsters, and best targets for emergency teleport fucking ever printed. And they were effectively in the first wave of Psychic support. It is nuts. It is just nuts to me how effective Psychic Commander is as a Lord Steroid.
I mean, what can I do? They're psychic. They're taking over my mind. All the life points.
Okay. Have Dr. Cranium attack for 100, and then Krebin's attack. So. At this point in the history of Yugioh, what psychic monsters are trying to do specifically is use the base forms in order to spend life points for defensive plays, whereas the synchro monsters regain you life points by maintaining field presence. And to be perfectly honest, this actually works relatively well. But it comes to be a bit of an issue with specific members of the smaller ones. For example, Dr. Cranium is, although a really good searcher, not an actual floater. And unfortunately, Psychic kind of needs a floater in order to actually maintain field presence. Because without a floater, they just, end up effectively in this position here, where they actually have a decent state on the board, but they can't. But they still need to actually go into their bigger plays in order for it to actually mean anything. Thing is, if I go into Thought Ruler Archfiend right now, I'm just going to end up spending life points protecting it instead of actually scoring damage. So I don't want to go into Thought Ruler Archfiend right now.
Well, we're just going to wait for him to try. Well, I mean, I thought he was going to fall right into our dimensional prison. He decided to play defensively. At this point, now we can populate the board with enough monsters to just knock him out of the game.
Okay, I'm looking for another Psychic Commander. I've got one on the field and one on the hand. Actually, I'm going for Psy Beast. I don't know why I'm going for Psy Beast. Oh, right, because I need 8. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sync my Krebons, my Psy Beast, and my Psychic Snail to go into Thought Ruler Archfiend. I was confused because I had misremembered Thought Ruler Archfiend as a 7 because of its, less than spectacular stat line. But no, he's an 8.
Well, Stardust Dragon also is a level 8 synchro, and his stats are only complemented and made appropriate by his ability to negate destruction effects.
Yeah. I mean, to be perfectly honest, it is quite factually one of the greatest things about Stardust Dragon is the ability to defend not only itself, but all of your other stuff multiple times a game. Alright, and so, thanks to Thought Ruler Archfiend, we're gonna finish off Leo, and then in the next episode we'll continue on with exploring the depths of Arcadia. Thank you, Thought Ruler Archfiend. Alright, be safe, everybody.
Watch out for the scanners. They'll make your head explode.